From one of Joan Rivers' brilliant moments.
It screwed me up.
Now you keep saying that you weren't wanted. Now how do you know you weren't wanted?
I think my mother tried to have an abortion. She never said so, but I was born with a hanger in my ear, and that gets
you. To the line Bette Davis saved for last.
Too.
And sexy too. Now, have I lost all that?
No.
The sex part?
No.
I don't want it anymore.
Well, you can think about it, can't you? I mean...
No, I don't even think about it.
These are the sharpest women Johnny Carson ever interviewed. Everyone knew Goldie Hawn. The giggle, the blonde hair, the woman who can make America smile just by walking into a room. But while the world watched the giggle, Goldie Hawn was quietly taking control. The studios passed on Private Benjamin. She got it made anyway. It opened at #1 and earned her an Oscar nomination. The giggling blonde had been running the show the entire time, and Johnny Carson was about to find out.
The producer do on a picture now?
Well, I don't know. It
you have
depends.
to get all the people together?
That's what you do. Yeah, you kind of get the idea, and however, whether you see a script or whether you develop it yourself, you put everybody together, you get your director that you want, you take him to the studio that you want, and the nice part is that you have a certain amount of control.
And then Goldie said something far more personal than Johnny expected.
And she said, "My dear," she said, "you have stardom written all over your forehead." She said, "You're going to be a very big star." And I said, "I don't want to know about that. I want to know if I'm going to marry this guy or not." And for
you
sure.
really believe this lady?
She knew exactly where she stood.
At the moment, I certainly believe her now. I mean, you know.
She was right about you becoming a big star.
Well, you know, it's very strange to think that you can walk in and someone can tell you what's going to happen to you, and I can tell you...
The psychic got one thing right.
I was going to divorce him.
Do you still go to...
Life is full of surprises.
Yes, it certainly is. Do you still go to psychics?
But the story didn't end where anyone thought it would.
And you really believe
I
it?
really do. But the one thing that you must know, it's like life or anything else, is that you listen to it and you take it and then you throw it over your shoulder and you say, maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. But it's kind of interesting to know the possibilities.
Yeah. With all the success.
But Goldie Hawn was only the beginning. For 14 years, Joan Rivers had been the sharpest voice on The Tonight Show, the guest Johnny Carson trusted most, and the one audiences always came back for. She turned loneliness, insecurity, and heartbreak into jokes that made people laugh and feel understood. Nobody did that quite like she did. And in 1979, she was at the very top of her game.
What's your problem?
14 years in this damn show, you never gave me a gift.
Well,
I just want to talk about it. 14 years, I was hysterical. You never asked me, do I wear red? Go, pull, Sarah.
She knew exactly what the room was thinking, and she said it first.
Back to what I said. Oh, it's true, it's true.
You put too much...
Oh, look, the woman walked in. Everyone is totally in shock. I walk around. No, you know, and she was laughing because I had to get dressed in front of her, and I was... Oh, I mean, she asked to take a picture.
And then out of nowhere, she made an announcement.
In the cockpit, because the minute you're off the ground, stewardess always walks forward, goes into the cockpit, the door shuts, the whole plane goes like this, you know? And you hear, clear air turbulence.
Not fooling you, are you?
Yeah, how come the duck next to me isn't...
If this is the kind of television you miss, subscribe. There's another great moment every week. Joan never protected herself from her own jokes.
No,
Cool,
you
I
did.
just-
You knew what you were saying.
Well, I just thought you
Yes,
keep complaining.
Edgar
that-
doesn't care, and you know
Well,
it.
you said that yourself last time I was here, that you're...
There's no point in
not as-
having a coil, okay? I bought my coil on consignment. There's no point the way my sex life is going. No, I would have another child.
Nothing was off limits, not even this.
It screwed me up.
Now you keep saying that you weren't wanted. Now how do you know you weren't wanted?
I think my mother tried to have an abortion. She never said so, but I was born with a hanger in my ear, and that gets you...
And then there was the woman who made every Saturday night in America feel like a celebration. Saturday nights in the 1970s meant one thing in millions of American homes: The Carol Burnett Show. 11 years on CBS, 25 Emmy Awards, and a woman who felt less like a television star and more like a friend. Fame never changed her. She stayed warm, funny, and completely real. And when she sat down with Johnny Carson, she was still just Carol.
I get chills when I hear that theme song. I mean that. Don't you sometimes when you hear this really has so much sentiment attached to it?
What theme song?
The one that they just played. The da 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 da.
How does it go?
Da, da, da.
Yeah, I get chills too. My husband wrote it. Yeah, Joe wrote
I didn't know Joe wrote that.
Yeah, Joe's a musician.
Of course he is, but I didn't know he wrote that.
Started out, he was a skylark.
She finally met her hero and said the wrong thing.
3 years ago, I was, and I said to him literally, I couldn't say, he was so nice, and he said, I watch your show every Saturday and so forth. I couldn't say thank you very much. I said, you are a credit to your profession.
That is about the...
Then she brought up her grandmother.
Married 3 times, but she was married 6 times. And when she passed away, she left me some trunks that I was scared to death to open for quite a while because I wasn't quite sure what I'd find in there. When I was little, though,
She kept her real name for one reason, and it had nothing to do with show business.
Stage name,
like
but I kept my real name, Carol Burnett, because I wanted Tommy Tracy to know if I was ever successful, because he was the boy I had a crush on for 6 years through junior high and high school.
And then she did something nobody ever expected on live TV.
Welcome back here.
Next came a woman with a completely different kind of brilliance. There was nobody else quite like Bette Midler. She could walk on a stage and make people feel like anything was possible. What audiences heard was simple. The performance was real, and so was the person behind it. When she returned to Johnny Carson after 8 years away, the audience rose to their feet. And what happened next? She never saw coming.
After all these years.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, it's a nice change from Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. That's
Yes,
what they
I
always
do.
play. Oh, what a relief.
All things change.
Oh, thank God.
But off stage, Bette was somebody very different.
Performers become kind of shy.
Really terrified, actually.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, I think it has to do with having to really show yourself and being afraid to, being timid to. They think when you go out and you're...
Johnny remembered something surprisingly specific.
Didn't we have some time? Well, we had
Yes, we
one
did.
time. One time, Johnny and I, he begged me. He begged me to open for him at the Congo room, the Congolium room, at the
Sahara
at the
Hotel.
Sahara Hotel. I opened for John Carson.
Believe
I was
this?
just a mere babe in arms, and he.
Fame had taught her one thing, and she'd been waiting to say it out loud.
I saw the superficial things, I saw myself riding in limos and wearing silks and
Like
carrying
past success.
Really, I saw that part, but I didn't see the underpinnings of it.
You're right.
I didn't realize that the one thing that's worse than not being looked at is being looked at. I didn't realize that, and that's really terrible.
She had seen it coming, or so she thought.
We're saying my name, and now they do. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying because I've developed a twitch.
That goes along with the 6 years.
It goes along with it, yes, it
Comes
does.
with the territory, as they say.
Saved for last, the sharpest woman ever who sat in that chair. Bette Davis had survived everything Hollywood could throw at her. The bad films, the politics, the years when they said that she was finished. She'd outlasted all of it and stayed stubbornly herself. That's what made her unforgettable. She never became what other people expected her to be. At her age, she was still sharp, still funny, still saying exactly what she thought. When she walked onto Johnny Carson's stage carrying a single red rose, the audience knew who had just entered the room.
That's the way they feel.
She had 2 Oscars, 10 nominations, and one very simple answer.
You've been described as a legend, an extraordinary actress. How would you like to be best remembered?
Is a good worker.
Just a good,
I have
solid
adored the
professional?
work. My goal was,
Only Betty could say something like this.
if you are never criticized, if everybody says, that's a very nice actress, good
Right.
actress, you have had it. You must have pros and you must have cons.
Right.
And heaven knows I've had a lot of cons. There's no question.
After 100 films, she still had one problem with every single one of them.
Of course. It was just one of those things. No, truthfully, never could stand my face. Directors kept me out of rushes because I'd be so depressed for days.
What didn't she like about your face?
I thought it was hideous. I couldn't stand it.
Age had given her something that no award ever could.
Great many years older. And I see some of those films. And I don't think there's any question I was the best looking woman.
At 74, she could still stop the room without even trying.
No.
And sexy too. Now, have I lost all that?
No.
The sex part?
No.
I don't want it anymore.
Well, you can think about it, can't you? I mean,
No, I don't even think about it.
Johnny Carson interviewed thousands of guests, but only a few could ever change the room just by speaking. These women made sure that nobody would ever forget it.